Davos is one of the oldest and most fashionable resort towns in Switzerland, with a reputation for excellent skiing, freezing temperatures, and as a playground for Europe's elite. This is not just what Davos is known for. It has always been the meeting point for global leaders, business and political elites, and of course, members of the Fourth Estate.
If we make the right decisions, we may also see more of what has been a small but discernible trend, where some jobs that were once offshored are coming back from east to west.
Innovation is the only way to consistently add value to your products and services in an increasingly competitive global economy.
For almost half a century, except in 2002, when the World Economic Forum was held in New York as a gesture of solidarity with the United States following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the annual meeting has always been held in Davos with one main host, the World Economic Forum Executive Chairman, Professor Klaus Schwab.
A very cordial welcome to the 44th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. I give you just a small advice for the meetings this year. You have to bring with you 4 different things to make it really successful. First, bring your brains, bring your soul. The third thing which you have to bring with you to make it a successful meeting is your heart, passion, compassion. And finally, I think you need good nerves. When you bring together 2,500 people, it will require, from time to time, good nerves.
The World Economic Forum annual meeting consists of some 250 sessions designed to reshape our world.
Inequality clearly was one of the key topics that matter to the business and societal and government leaders here. The jobs and youth unemployment problem is a key issue, and bridging that gap between employment, education and the skills gap was another one. And maybe a third one, on a more positive note, is that the conversations now morphed from a more crisis-focused conversation to more of a recovery conversation, how the economy is recovering rather than how we deal with the crises.
With over 2,500 delegates at this year's annual meeting, Nigeria's strong delegation led by the President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, is a scene to behold, especially with the finely woven mufflers distinctively announcing the rich colors of the oil-rich nation with loads of economic potentials to showcase.
It is a very crucial session for the President today, because he's not going to just be talking to participants about what issues have come up globally, but he's also going to try to encourage and market Nigeria to prospective investors who will be part of the participants sitting in the audience.
Discuss the next billion.
At one of the sessions titled Africa's Next Billion, panelists agreed that Africa needs to create an enabling environment for domestic and foreign investment so that the continent can realize its full potential. Africa's population is expected to rise to 2 billion by 2050, and so the foundation for sustainable and inclusive growth must be laid.
So, before you talk about economic growth, the political stability is key, because investors wouldn't want to invest in areas or countries that they don't know the next president, they don't know the next policy, they don't know the next law that will come up. And now most African countries are relatively stable. to play. But policies and programs of government are key to encourage investment. And of course, like most African countries, we take Nigeria as an example. Before this time, government has monopoly of almost everything. But now we have opened up the ports, the airports. You must create wealth in our societies. It means that you must, in terms of education, in terms of skill acquisition and creating opportunities. Before this time, African countries deal with primary produce, either raw farm produce or raw minerals. We are busy exporting crude oil. We're supposed not to export crude oil. We're supposed to export refined products.
President and Chief Executive Officer, Dangote Group, and co-chair of the meeting, Aliko Dangote, pointed out that most people underestimate what Africa can be. Bringing it home, the business mogul believes foreign investors will only be attracted to the Nigerian economy if domestic investors take the lead.
We have a big market, not only 170 million market, we have 320 million market. You know, we are talking about ECOWAS community because once you are in Nigeria, you can access freely the other markets of 14 other ECOWAS countries. With this, when you look at it as at today, okay,